and with invisible illnesses realize you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had envisioned for yourself, but really, who the hell is living a life that they envision for themselves? You just got to roll with what is handed to you. And I spent a lot of time. I just have to laugh about it now because it was so ridiculous. I spent so much time feeling sorry for myself. Oh, boo-hoo, why is this happening to me? Why do I have all these health issues? Side note, I was a hell of a lot healthier then than I am now. But you know, I don't have that much to complain about. My life is difficult. Yes, it can be really difficult at times, but you know what? So is everybody's. You can't let this kind of shit get to you. You just can't. I mean, that's easier said than done, and I certainly have my days, but what's the point of letting that stuff run your life? Which is kind of a good segue into tonight's topic. A friend of mine asked me a few years ago, because I've been doing these talks on different platforms for a while, and she's like, "Hey, Court, will you talk about body image and confidence?" And my immediate response was, I am so not qualified to have this conversation. But then I thought about it, like, yeah, I am, because I've dealt with, even when I had an incredible figure, I had severe body image issues. Oh my gosh, what I would give to have that figure back now. And I struggle with my weight. There's a reason there's not a lot of full length. Sorry, I'm having a moment. I'm hot. There's not a lot of full body photos of me online because if I have any say about it, they don't get posted. That's just how I feel. And that's terrible to live that way, but that's how I feel about myself. Now, that being said, I'm a lot better than I used to be. Um, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Been a lifelong struggle, but you know what? I'm learning. And all you can do is work on something and try to get better every day. Excuse me. So what does it mean to have a good body image? Now, this doesn't mean that you think that you're perfect. It just means that you accept yourself as you are with your flaws. Everybody's got flaws. For goodness sakes, if everybody didn't have flaws, they wouldn't airbrush supermodels. Everybody's got flaws. So when you have a good body image, it doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement. It just means that you're comfortable with who you are, that you can accept who you are right now as things stand at this moment. And if you don't have a good body image, your self-esteem is for shit. It just is. I know this from experience. You cannot you cannot by definition, you cannot be a confident person if you're always putting yourself down. And if you struggle with your body image, you're putting yourself down a lot. And you know you are. You got to understand, you've got to remember at the end of the day, it's what you think that matters. All the external pressure, it's just noise. It is. And sometimes it's hard noise to drown out. But when I can when I can put that noise aside, I can look in the mirror and think, considering all the crap that I've been through for a woman of a certain age, I look pretty gosh damn good because I've been through a lot of crap. You need to understand and you need to appreciate that your body works so hard for you. Your body, it's what allows you to walk, to talk. It allows you to hug your children, to hug your family. It allows you to smell the flowers, to appreciate the beauty in the world. We need to be grateful for these things. You can want to improve. Certainly, there's nothing wrong with that. But you should really accept yourself for where you are because your body's a pretty freaking miraculous thing. I mean, think of all the unconscious processes, breathing, digestion. I mean, all of it. It's so crazy when you stop and think about everything your body does for you. And I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, you're pretty ugly and nasty to your body all the time. How is that for gratitude? That's not grateful. That's not a good attitude. The impact of a negative body image, it's a sign that you don't accept yourself. It's a sign that you probably don't like yourself very much. It can lead to eating disorders, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, a fear of intimacy. Well, of course, if you're so uncomfortable with the way you look that you're always trying to hide it, like not posting full body pictures online. Oh, damn, that was just a harsh lesson. But how are you going to be comfortable with intimacy if you don't like the way you look? Let me restate that. If you can't accept the way that you look. So what's the impact of a positive body image? Well, it just means you like and accept yourself exactly how you are. It means your desire for change. It's not ego driven because trying to lose weight or trying to get in better shape just for your ego, for most people, that's not a very good motivator. It's not going to last very long. If you have a good body image, you know that your self worth is not tied to the size of your pants. People with a good body image, they're more likely to be confident. They're more likely to be self aware. And self awareness is something we are sadly lacking in our society today. People with a good body image, they have better relationships, they have healthier relationships. Okay, great. So how the hell do you fix it? It's fixable. It's one of the greatest gifts that we have in life. We all resist change and we all bitch and complain about change, but you know what? Change can be so positive, and we have the ability to change most things about ourselves that we're not real fond of. That we're not, you can accept your body and not be thrilled with the way it looks, but you can still appreciate all the really cool things it lets you do. You can fix it. First thing you need to know and understand is this kind of stuff it's pretty universal. Yes, men suffer from it too. And I didn't used to think that they did because I just couldn't I couldn't offer them that grace, which is really awful of me. But men struggle with this too. You want to fix it? Get off your ass and exercise. Get off your ass and exercise. You should exercise anyway because as somebody who came this close to being a bedridden pill popper, being able to exercise is a freaking gift. And you are so fortunate if you're able to make that choice every day. But it also boosts your mood. It is really good for your confidence. It gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment. Long-term side effect, your overall health is going to improve and you're going to be smaller and more compact, smaller, tighter, and leaner. Your appearance. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be the makeup and high heels girl. That's who I am, but you don't have to be. But you need to realize your appearance, that you want that to reflect the message you want to send out to the world. I was at a conference years ago. It was really funny because the guest speaker, big keynote speaker, he came out and he was talking about how we judge people on their appearance or how we're judged on appearances. And the whole room where there's just a, kind of how dare you? And he's like, don't even. You are judged on your appearance the exact same way that you judge others on their appearance. You need to realize that your appearance, our appearance, it's a tremendous part of nonverbal communication. It's often one of the first cues people get as to what kind of interaction they're going to have with us. If you're going someplace and you have like you're going to sit down like on a bus maybe or a train, and I don't know if do they have assigned seats on trains? I have no idea. But your choice is to sit by somebody who's well put together, well groomed, or to sit by somebody who looks slovenly. Most of us are going to pick the well groomed person. Why? Because it's nonverbal communication. Because right or wrong, and it's right because it's just you can't get away from it. It's evolutionary. You're going to choose the person who looks like they're going to be kinder, like they're going to be, they're not a threat. Somebody who is sitting up tall and doesn't have their head all shrouded over with a hoodie or a mask, dressed, they don't have to be dressed nice, but they're in clean clothes. They're presentable. They're probably a better person to sit by. That's not necessarily true, obviously, but you don't know that. You're making that snap judgment. You want that snap judgment that others make of you. You want it to be the message that you want out there in the world. And it's funny because people ask me a lot, why do you put on your makeup and your heels to go to the store? Why? Because that's the message I want to put out to the world. Now, when I say heels, I don't mean stilettos. I have a lot of really cute high heeled boots, wedges. They're comfortable. They're great for running around in. But I put them. I wear heels almost every time I go to the store. I don't give a damn if you judge me or not. That's just who I am. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel comfortable in my skin, and that's important. You know what else is really important? Your posture. You need to keep your shoulders up and back. Keep your head up high. Why the hell you hanging your head? Who has done something to you that you think that you need to walk around with your head hanging down? Don't do that. Your mind follows your body. So if you walk around all hunched over, you're going to feel small. You're going to feel insignificant. But if you throw those shoulders back and hold your head up high and you freaking march into some place like you own it, you'll be amazed what just that will do for your confidence level, truly. And fix it. Just fix it. God gave us the ability to change. It's a tremendous blessing. If you don't like your body, accept responsibility and fix it. Now, I will never look like Angie Harmon no matter what. I am not built that way. I love that long, lean look. I wouldn't look like that if y'all put me on a rack. I'm just not, I'm 5'2" and very curvy. I'm not built that way. And that's okay. It is. It took me a long time to accept that because I really wanted to look like that. But I don't need to look like that. I just want to look like the best possible version of myself that I can manage. And you know what's cool? You can learn almost anything from the privacy and comfort of your own home via the internet. You can research different eating protocols because you know what? You want to know why there's no one diet for everybody? Because every body is different. Every single body has different needs, has different sensitivities, has different, I have one of my former gurus. She eats so well. Oh, I wish I had her discipline. I so wish I had her discipline. But she eats extraordinarily healthy, and she kept realizing what's going on? Something keeps making me have a reaction because she'd weigh herself every morning, which, side note, is a good way to tell if you're having an inflammatory response. So she started tracking her food again. Quinoa. Quinoa is considered healthy for most people, and it is for most people, but it wasn't for her and her body. Her body did not like it. So that's why there's not one diet plan that works for everybody. Excuse me. You can explore and research different fitness routines. I used to love cardio kickboxing so much, and I had to give it up because of my health. Damn it. And I mean, I was bawling. The doctor's like, well, you need to lower your stress. I'm like, dude, you just took my stress outlet away. But at the suggestion of a friend, I tried belly dancing. And much to my complete amazement, I fell head over heels in love with it. That's something I would have never had the courage. I was like, what the hell was I talking about? That's something I would have never had the courage to just walk into a belly dance studio. I still haven't walked into a belly dance studio. I got on YouTube. I started with one lady. It's funny. The original lady I started with, I never ever dance with her anymore because I find her kind of boring. And that's not, different people resonate differently. There's a lady from Australia that I fell head over heels with. I just love her. I have so much fun exercising with her. And I joined her Patreon because I exercise with her 5-6 days a week, most weeks. But I do have a couple of other ladies for when I really need to change it up. But I do it all from the privacy of my home. You know what else I've done? I've tried Zumba from home. I've done Zumba live, but I like doing Zumba at home. I've tried hip hop. I like to dance. So I've tried all these different kinds of dance. Some of them I've stuck with, like the belly dancing. Some of them, I would love to do more Zumba, but I don't. Partly because ever since I had COVID this fall, holy crap, my body's it's still trying to find its equilibrium again, and I just don't have the energy. But you can try all kinds of different things from home. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to go to a studio. You can learn how to dress. Ladies, you can learn how to dress appropriately for your size and your shape. You can learn how to play up the features that you want to accentuate and how to downplay features that you would prefer not be front and center. Just fix it. Just fix it. Don't let the lack of confidence dim your light, your weight, your clothing size. None of that stuff defines you unless you choose to allow it to. Now, that being said, this is something that I've struggled with for seriously as long as I can remember. But when I can focus on, well, okay, my body's in pretty severe crisis, and it it reacts accordingly, and my weight is tied into that. But you know what? Even with the issues that I don't like, my body is so gosh damned amazing. And the things that it allows me to do, I think are so cool. And when I can remember to stay in gratitude for that, you know what? Most of my body image issues fall to the wayside because I realize they don't matter. They don't matter. Anyway, I could soapbox on this one all night, but I'm not gonna because I'm really, really tired. But I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. You have any questions, drop me a line on Twitter at Alaskan Courtney. I will be back Wednesday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks. Good night.